mind, and that's the title, The Battle of the Mind. Every time, we face this battle of choice. What do I choose? How do I go about things? And it's actually the battle of the mind. And it's something that we fight with every minute because we take decision every time. And I remember I was listening to a guy in Nigeria, Cosmos Maduka, and he said something. He said, if you don't eat your food as medicine today, you will eat your medicine as food tomorrow. So when you are talking about mindsets, when you are talking about, taking choices, it relates to every factor of life. So it relates to our health, it relates to our finance. And when you ask questions, when you question people and ask them why are they in the position they find us themselves, you will realize that it's actually because of the choices they've been taking from the beginning of their life. And that's why we have to be careful of the choice we take. And the choice we take is actually determined by what we see, what we read, the people we roll with, because our minds set actually determine our choices. And that is why, we are looking at gratification today. And when we talk about gratification, what do we mean by gratification? Okay. Am I strong? Okay, yes, I think I'm fine. So when we look at gratification, what do we understand? And I don't know, maybe some of us would have seen this marshmallow experiment. um there's a guy that did this experiment sometimes ago, I think in 1971, and he looked at this, and I had to write it down so that we could see it. Initially I was thinking maybe I should just talk about it, but I believe in, when you are teaching or you
That's
are
tidy up.
training,
Okay.
is good for people to see, as they also listen as well. So the experiment began by bringing each child into a private room, sitting them down in a chair, and placing a marshmallow on the table in front of them. At this point, the researcher offered a deal to the child. I would have loved the children to be here as well. The researcher told the child that he was going to leave the room, and that if the child did not eat the marshmallow while he was away, then they would be rewarded with a second marshmallow. However, if the child decided to eat the first one before the researcher came back, then they would not get a second marshmallow. So the choice was simple: one treat right now or two treats later. So it's either you get one treat now or you get two treats later. The researcher left the room for 15 minutes. I guess this may also apply to adults, not only children. There are some stuff that we love a lot. Imagine someone is playing Arsenal and Man U is playing, and I need to quickly watch it now, and something big is waiting for me out there. Some of us will be tempted to watch, the Arsenal and Man U instead of going for something massive and come and watch the, what do they call it? The after, what do they call that?
The highlights.
The what?
The highlights.
The highlight. But as you can imagine, the footage of the children waiting alone in the room was rather entertaining. Some kid jumped up and had the first marshmallow. As soon as the researcher closed the door, others wiggled and bounced and scooted in their chair as they tried to restrain themselves, but eventually gave in to temptation a few minutes later. And finally, a few of the children did manage to wait the entire time. And this was published in 1972. And this popular study became known as the marshmallow experience. But it wasn't the treat that made it famous. The interesting part came later. And look at what happened later. So as the year rolled on and the children grew up, the researcher conducted follow-up study and tracked each child's progress in a number of areas. What they found was surprising. The children who were willing to delay gratification and waited to receive the second marshmallow ended up having higher SAT scores, lower level of substance abuse, lower livelihood of obesity, better responses to stress, better social skills as reported by their parents, and generally better score in a range of other life measures. And the researcher had to follow up again. The researcher followed each child for more than 40 years. And over again, the group waited patiently for the second marshmallow succeed in whatever capacity they were measuring. In other words, the series of experience provide that the ability to delay gratification was crucial for success in life. And this is our, the session for today. It's talking about choosing now or future pleasure versus future pleasure. What is gratification? It's a state of feeling pleasure when something goes well for you or when you desire and satisfy. And this is the definition from Oxford Dictionary. I can tell you that a lot of us, we love enjoyment. We love being rewarded. And it's normal for us. It's not normal for us to delay. It's normal for us to celebrate quickly. But if you want to succeed in life, you need to delay gratification. And if you look at the meaning of instant gratification, I say instant gratification is the inability to wait in order to obtain what one wants and desire, focusing on now without considering long-term consequences. And delayed gratification is renouncing immediate reward or satisfaction in order to obtain a larger reward in the future. There is a rumor flying around. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but they mentioned two key people in Nigeria. One of them happens to be a musician, while the other one happens to be a top banker. It's actually owned Zenith Bank. I can't remember his name right now. And they said that two of them had 500,000 naira in the 80s. And one of them actually built a lovely mansion. I think 5 million naira, sorry. And one of them built a big mansion, gated, nice, that when people see, they shout, "Oh, this is a nice house, lovely property." But the other one invested in his business. And the present one, right, the one that invested in property, at the moment, is okay. But the one that invested in his business happens to own Zenith Bank right now. And if you imagine the number of people that are, making millions because of the investment this guy made. And, when I hear the rumor, even if it's not true, the most important part is the lesson learned that, for most of us, we want enjoyment. We want instant gratification, and which is seeking immediate pleasure or reward. I can't wait to get home to eat. We want to quickly go to a shop and buy fast food. And if you can imagine how much we spend on fast food, and this is what we are going to see that on the presentation, and sometimes we see where we can actually park our car for free and we have to take a walk of 3 to 4 minutes. But because we don't want to stress ourselves, we park in paid, car park, and we pay $5, £5, £6, because we love, we love our comfort zone. We don't want to stress ourselves. What about impulse shopping? For some of us, we don't even think. And the marketers, they are very good in marketing right now. They put it to you, they send you emails, they send you notification, they put it everywhere. When you are watching YouTube, it's there. So it's all over the place. And you just want to quickly shop around. And even fortunately, right, or should I say unfortunately, even on Instagram, when you watch Instagram, you see Nigerian wedding, you see what they wear. You want to wear what's her name? Is it Vidic, or I can't remember her name again. Vicky, Vicky or something. This lady that so
Vicky
Nigerian clothes.
James.
Vicky James, thank
Vicky
you.
James.
Vicky James. So you want to wear Vicky James, you see the Vicky James said that if she doesn't sew anything less than 1 million naira. So you want to wear Vicky James, you want to
Those
carry
are the cheap clothes.
the cheapest is 1 million. And imagine, and Nigeria is full of Owambe every week and wearing 1 million naira clothes, and you don't want to wear the same clothes on different party. So you want to wear different clothes, and imagine your 3-bedroom flat is in your wardrobe. For some of us, our 3-bedroom
they have
house.
the skyscrapers.
Yes, our skyscraper is in our wardrobe because of what we call impulse shopping and instant gratification. They have to see that I am there, and we don't understand that these top guys, they use their grandchildren. Yes, we always say that. Or they use their fruits. No, not even their fruits. 1/10 of their fruits to buy those top things. They are using passive income to buy those top things. And you want to be like the Joneses. So, we have to be careful. And look at instant gratification. I took a picture of Gucci bag. There is time for everything. It's good to look good. Looking good is a good business. We need to look good. You need to wear the good things, but everything has time. It's talking about psychological basis, driven by the desire for quick pleasure and avoiding discomfort. And I'm going to shock you with the next slide. Look at the next slide. Look at the next slide. For most of us, we are likely to be spending £10 or $10 every day on all the things that I've mentioned. For example, look at, I'm going to jump on this slide. Maybe you're just going to see. Okay. Okay, the picture is showing on the PowerPoint. Yeah. Okay, let me share my screen. I'm going to use the PowerPoint, fortunately. So the Canva guy, sorry, let me use the PowerPoint because of the pictures. Okay. Bear with me 1 minute. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So yes, when I was talking about car park, so this is it, and all the snack, yes, that takes our money. Initially I wanted to write car park £5 and snack another £5. But let me leave it that way, you understand. And when I jumped to this, I took this picture. For some of us, we like our Starbucks and we love our cookies. And if you calculate how much we spend on this thing, most times we don't count all this money. It's too small. £10. How much is it? £3, £2, £5. But I will shock you with this. Can you see this? I did this for my okay. I did this for I told you that I'm investing £10, £20 every day. So I use the same thing for £10. And if you invest in S&P 500 technology or NASDAQ 100 tech, that was the focus. So I chose both of them, and I said I would invest £10 every day for 30 years. So imagine that you are buying or you are packing and you are spending £10 every day. You have lost £7.29 million in 30 years. For some of us, it's very possible that we have been spending £10 since 30 years ago. And this is what we are losing. So when we talk about delayed gratification and we talked about instant gratification, we need to always consider, he said, The ability to resist the temptation of an immediate reward and wait for a later reward. Psychological mindset, focusing on long-term goal, patience, and self-discipline. Example is saving money for a big purchase, studying for a future exam, exercising for long-term health benefits. And I looked at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He says, the pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. And I think most of us, we felt the pain before. When we were preparing for exams, we felt the pain. For some of us that studied in Nigeria, we burned the candle, we felt the pain. If you are studying here, you want to get another degree or you want to upgrade, you feel the pain. So no pain, actually no gain. When I speak to people, people will tell you that I'm looking for a property. You tell them start where you are, they tell you, sorry, my mate, this is where they start from, and they want to start like them. And these are the consequences of instant gratification. Short-term pleasure, but potential long-term regrets. For some of us, because we want to start where we want to be, it takes us time and we won't do anything. We're talking about someone that, when we bought our property, I think the person that was advising us was also advising the person, and the person said, no, I want a 3-bed. And till now, the person has not even got any. And that was 2014, and so we need to start somewhere. And right now, the property then, 3-bed was like 180 in those days. Right now, if you are looking at 180 in that area, if you are looking at property 3-bed in that area now, 3-bed in that area is from 325. And that is short-term pleasure but potential long-term regret. For some of us, we have only boys, and you don't need separate rooms. But because we are used to 3-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 7-bedroom, especially people, and sincerely, it's because of our mindsets. Some of us, where we are coming from, we have 6, 7-bedroom. So it's hard for us where we get to Western world to stay in. Imagine people that are staying in the US. You now come to the UK, small property. It's a struggle. But we need to understand that we are only delaying for short term in order to have a long-term plan, because you get to a particular time whereby you buy Rolls Royce, you don't even know, but we want that short-term plan. And look at financial issue, and that's why a lot of people get into debt because of impulse buying. Oh, I need this, I need that. And even health problem as well, poor diet and lack of exercise. And look at it. When you start buying quickly snack, fast food, this and that, at the end of the day, because it's fast, they do it fast as well, and you get fast results. So, and I hope that we won't get to that level. Reduce productivity, we procrastinate, and, lack of focus. Anything that doesn't give us instant gratification, we procrastinate them. And let's quickly jump to the next session. Yes, balancing gratification choices. See, it's very important for us to reward ourselves. For some of us, when we talk about delayed gratification, instant gratification, I think one question that will come to people's mind is this. So when are we going to enjoy life? Why is it that everything we have to delay? But we need to balance things, and strategy to balance both. When we set goal, when we reach that goal, it's good to also create a reward system. So for example, okay, I intend to achieve buying this property, and as soon as I'm done with the property and the property is giving me passive income, there's nothing bad in traveling abroad. Just go for a holiday, reward myself for the effort, but we just need to know how to reward ourselves, not that we reward ourselves first before we get results. And the importance of vocational instant gratification for happiness and mental health. Sometimes we also need to reward ourselves for mental health and to also appreciate ourselves. But the ugly part is that a lot of people now take it to another level. So it's also key for us to do that. And Another one is, developing delayed gratification skills. We also need to develop it. Because of our background, we struggle a lot because of where we are coming from. But there are several techniques that can help us to develop it. And the first one is techniques to improve self-control. We need to improve self-control, and we need to read books that can actually help us, to have self-control. Even it's one of the fruit of the spirit, self-control, mindfulness, meditation, and stress management. Financial stability, saving and investing for the future. When we have goals, we know that, okay, I want to retire, or I want to not, well, I don't like the word retirement anyway, but I want to stop my active work and do other things, do what I love doing, not because of money. And if you have that goal, you'll be able to, it will help us to save and invest for the future. For health benefit as well, better physical and mental health outcome. So we don't eat junks because we want to live a good life. Stronger relationship. We keep depositing without withdrawing. I know some of us will understand that. People that are in relationship, you keep depositing. When you want to have a good time with your wife, you know that you need to deposit during the day. You don't withdraw first, because for some of us, we withdraw first, which is instant gratification. But when you keep depositing, when you keep depositing, because you are depositing in the right account, you will keep getting what? Interest. And that interest will yield, when it's time for us to rest or to sleep. So it's very important for us to keep depositing, to have strong relationship. I know some of us might be laughing with regards to that, but it's very important. When they teach on relationship matters, they always tell us, when you want something, deposit, because you can't withdraw where you don't deposit, unfortunately. Anyways, let's jump out. Let's leave that one and jump to the next session, which is practical tips for mindset shifts. You know, it's also very important to remove temptation from your environment. There are a lot of toxic people, toxic mindset people that will not help you, to achieve where you are going. For some of them, they tell you this, they tell you that, let's go for this, let's go for that. For us in our home, we have agreed, myself and my wife, sorry, we don't take Ashwebi. We don't take uniform. So when you are doing party, we don't. It's part of our vision and it's part of our plan. Because when you take this, take 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, you would, at the end of the day, you will see that a lot of things have gone. And people will come with that temptation. But when you have agreed and you let people know, it will actually help you to overcome the temptation. And you need to use time management tools, anything that can actually help you to manage your time very well. It's something that you need to consider. Stay focused on long-term goals. There are a lot of distractions out there. Even good things, good distractions.
Yeah.
But it does not fit your goals. For example, I sent you a message yesterday. It's actually a good thing to invest, but is it what I want to achieve? Is that my vision? And it's very, very important. When I heard your opinion, I told my wife that, oh, this is a good one. It's something that we may want to go for, but not now. The most important thing is what I want to achieve now. So it's not every investment that you need to jump to. So we need to stay focused on long-term goals and practice patience and perseverance. Nothing good comes easy. And even in relationship, so we need to be patient. When I wanted to get married, my pastor said that when your patience runs out, try long suffering, try perseverance. And so we need to get to that level where even when patience runs out, let's try suffer long suffering. Engage in activity that builds self-control, such as meditation, mindfulness, and exercises. And when we talk about meditation, it can actually be the word of God, which is a great meditation for us. I'll give time for question as I'm about to wrap up the presentation. And I'm going to end up with these good notes. And that's why I say that meditation is very important. Look at this story, the story of Jacob. Look at Genesis chapter 25, 29 to 34. It said, now Jacob cooked a stew And Esau came in from the field, and he was weary. And Esau said to Jacob, please feed me with that same red stew, for I am weary. Therefore, his name was called Edom. But Jacob said, sell me your birthright as of this day. And Esau said, look, I am about to die. For a lot of us, appetite. Appetite is actually affecting us from getting to the level we are supposed to get to. We need to build that growth mindset that is not about now, it's about long term. A lot of people, appetite has destroyed them. And when we are talking about appetite, we're not talking about food alone. A lot of people, sex has destroyed a lot of homes. A lot of homes. You can't sojuno, you can't close your eyes. Must you eat now? So look at it. So what is the birthright to me? Look at what Esau said. And Esau said, look, I am about to die. So what is the birthright to me? For some of us, when you talk to people, people will say that, you have to spend it now because you don't know tomorrow. What if Jesus comes? What if I die? What if you don't die? What if you are 110? Will you focus on social security? What if we've heard Jesus is coming. Yes, he will come, but we don't know. So can't you have a vision for yourself? Was it the now? You will drive that car. But there is time for everything. Then Jacob said, swear to me as of these days. This guy is a businessman. He knows how to negotiate. So he swore to him and sold his birthright. A lot of people have sold their vision to Jacob because of what? As is it porridge, saru or stew? And Jacob gave Esau bread and stew of lentil. Some people will say ewa. A lot of things like that. And he ate and drank, arose and went his way. Thus, Esau despised his birthright. And this is the last point I'm going to give. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12 says, hope deferred make the heart sick. But when the desire comes, it is a tree of life. For a lot of us, for business people, I have one huge fund that I can actually take that money now and go and buy. Let's see what it can buy. At least it should be able to buy two Tesla right now. But that money, I can't touch it because that money is buying a property. And I know, look at it, and that property in 10 years is going to double in price. And the property will be paying me for the rest of our life, not my life alone. The children, because we are buying in limited liability. So we'll pass it down to children. But when I buy Tesla car, in 10 years, how many people can drive 504 right now? How many people can